Hello again and welcome back to Caston Vintage Videos. Today we're at Cheffins Vintage Sale, held at Sutton near Ely. We've got 400 tractors to look at, so I certainly won't be able to show you all of those, but we'll get a good selection. We've also got one or two steam engines, just specially to test the depth of your wallet. So we'll kick off with this Sentinel steam wagon being sold.
The bid is online, you're both out left and right, gentlemen. At £105,000 I got there at 105, at 105, at 105 I got there at 105, 110, at 110 right handed here against you online again now. At £110,000 I got there at 110, at £110,000 I'll be there at 110, telephones out as well. At £110,000 I got there at 110, at £110,000 it's two more right on the field here now. At £110,000 I got there at 110, you're out online as well. At 110. At £110,000 I got there at 110. Is there 15 where now? At £110,000 I got there at 110. At £110,000 I'll be there at 110. At 110 the hammer's up, ladies and gentlemen. 115. At £115,000 it is online. At 115,000 now. At 115 you're out on the telephone as well. At £115,000 the bid is online. You're out left and right again, gentlemen. At £115,000 I got there at 115. At 115. At £115,000 the bid is online here now, telephone you're out as well. At £115,000 now. At £115,000, make your mind up time now. At £115,000. At £115,000, take your time Tom. At £115,000. At £115,000, 115. At £115,000. At £115,000 it's right handed here online. At 115, 118. At £118,000 I've got to take now. Make it 120 online please. At £118,000 we have. At 118, at £118,000 I'll be there at 118. At £118,000 I'm looking for 120 online now please. At £118,000 I got. At £118,000 I'll be there at 118. At £118,000 you're out online again now. At £118,000 I'll be there at 118. At £118,000 is right handed this time. At £118,000 I'll be there at 118. Is there 20 online now? At £118,000 I got there at 118. At £118,000 the hammer's up on this one. At £118,000 you're out online, I can see you hovering. At £118,000 I'll be there at 118. At £118,000 the hammer's up, fair warning. At £118,000 I'm going to have to withdraw all of that money then. At £118,000.
The Sentinel sold after the sale for just over £123,000, that includes the commission. We'll leave the steam for a minute and have a look at some of the tractors. International moguls like this one have been making pretty good money lately, so what do we think this one's going to make?
46. It's the first of a lovely run of veteran early tractors, international tractors. We start here with the 1919. Here's the International Mogul, the 1020, ex-Renault Museum, in the same family ownership for over 40 years, the subject to a spectacular restoration, I think you'll agree. There we go, just got a lovely look to it. Superb example of the Mogul 1020. There's no VAT on this. There we go. How'd you value it? Put me straight in somewhere. Where are we going, ladies and gentlemen? In your hands again. Put me straight in. Where are we going to be? 50,000 for it. Surely the Mogul 1020. 50,000. 50,000. 45. 45. Well, £40,000 surely. £40,000. Where are we going to be? 30. Thank you, sir. 30,000. Yes, spending 32. At 32,000 a bit down to 32, 34. 34,000 a bit down to 34, 36, 36, 38. At 38,000 a bit down to 38. 38 up to 38. At 38,000 a bit down to 38. 38 up to 38. At 38,000 pound on bid here at 38. 40,000 bid. At 40,000 now, so 42. At 42,000 a bid. At 42 now to 42. At 42,000 a bit down to 42. 42 now to 42 on the field here now. At 42,000 a bit down to 42. 42 now to 42. At 42,000 a bit down to 42. You're out of the machine here now. At 42,000 a bit down to 42. 42. At 42. 43. 43. 44. 44. At 44,000 a bit down to 44. 44 now to 44. At 44. 45. 45. At 45, 46, at 46, now for 46, at 46,000 a bit, 46, 47, at 47 a bit down to 47, 48, at 48, 49, at 49, now for 49, at 49,000 a bit down to 49, 50,000 bid, at 50,000 now, take one again, sir, at 50,000 pound, I got there to 50 on bid, now for 50,000, at for number 50,000 pound, I got there to 50 on bid, but I sell right-handed, sir, at 50,000 pound, I got there to 50 on bid, now for 50,000, at for number 50,000 pound, I got there to 50 on bid, is there one or not now, at 50,000 pound, I got there to 50 on bid, but I sell right-handed, fair warning, at 50,000 pound, I got there to 50 on bid, the hammers are what I sell this time of the way then, at 50,000 pounds, yours gentlemen, 50,000, thank you.
So that's the Mogul sold. Did you guess right? Now have a guess on this International Junior.
Junior there for you. Good timber on there. Nice on a restoration again. Still no VAT. Where are we going to be? Could be trading somewhere around 20,000 for it shortly. 20,000. 20,000 for the 816. 20,000. 18,000. 15,000 pound ago again shortly. 15,000. Thank you, sir. 8,000 pound. I'll start there. Then 9,000 pound. I'll be here at 8 on bid. 8,000 pound. I'll be here at 8,000. At 8,000 pound. I'll be here at 8 on bid. At 8,000 pound. I'll be here at 8,000. 9,000 a bid. At 9,000. 10,000 a bid. Then at 10. At 10,000 pound. I got there at 10 on bid. At 10,000 pound. I'll be there at 10,000. At 10,000 pound. I'll be here at 10 a bid for the junior showing here now. At 10,000 pound. I got there at 10,000 a bid. At 10,000. At 10,000 pound. I got there at 10 on bid. At 10,000 pound. It goes right-handed bid. At 10,000 pound. I got there at 10 on bid. At 10,000. 11,000 here. At 11,000 now. So 12,000. At 12,000 bid there at 12. At 12,000 pound. I got there at 12 on bid. At 12,000 pound. I'll bid there at 12,000. At 12,000 pound. At 13,000. Entirely new bid at 13. At 14,000. At 14,000 bid. Now at 14,000. 14,000 pound. I got there at 14 on bid. Against you again now, sir. At 14,000 pound. I'll bid there at 14 on bid. At 14,000. Now at 14,000 pound. I got there at 14 on bid. You're out, Jeff. At 14,000 pound. I got there at 14 on bid. At 14,000. At 14,000 pound. I'll bid there at 14 on bid. That's all it's going to be then. At 14,000 pound. I'll bid there at 14 on bid. The hammer's up. Fair warning, you're doing 15 if you want it. At 14,000 pound, at hammers up and done this time. Whether you lose it now then. At 14,000 pounds. We are just ever so shy on that.
And so the junior was withdrawn at 14,000. Now let's have a look at a bit more steam. Unfortunately, with 6 sales on the go at the same time, I wasn't in the right place to video this sold. But Cheffins announced that it made just over 305,000 with commission. Time for a walk round and see if we can find some unusual tractors. This Dopstat Track 160 would be pretty rare in the UK, I would think. And how about this County Super 4? A little bit cheaper than the Super 6 and still a very interesting tractor. I'm not quite sure what to make of the way this cab's been fitted to this little tractor. Is it factory or has somebody modified it? Maybe you'll let me know in the comments.
Yeah, you're right, yeah, that's right.
This caught my eye, an International French vineyard tractor. And an interesting loader from Muirhill. The cable operated lift on this thing is quite fascinating. Watch out for it in future videos, we'll be showing it at work.
£19,000. Your bid, sir, 19,000.
I always think a row crop tractor, like this Alice B, look better with an appropriate implement mounted on them. And a Fordsson Major with a Cameron Gardner rear loader. I remember seeing these when I was very young. There seems to be a number of American tractors that were never sold in the UK. I don't quite know what the story is, perhaps somebody will comment and let me know.
What do you mean, a real mower?
It's always useful to have a look what's in the One Careful Owner section. If you're into tracks, this original condition TD8 would have been quite nice. And standing next to it were two track marshals, a 55 and a 70.
This would be a bit better than the train because it's got.
This Alice Chalmers needed a bit of close inspection. It wasn't running too well, but also there was water running down the side of the block. The ultimate conclusion was that the block was cracked somewhere behind the injection pump. And another track marshal 55, this time with a blade on it. The only combine in the sale was this Humpback Gleaner EA. And right at the back of the sale we found these lovely old tractors, just waiting for restoration. I didn't stick around to see them sold, but I'm guessing they didn't make too much money, and they wouldn't have taken that much work to get them back on their feet. And here's something unusual. There are only 6 of these made according to what it says on this bonnet, and they were made during World War II for glasshouse work. And that looks like a copy of a Fowler gyrotiller on the back. This track marshal looks okay. You just need a nice 4-furrow or 5-furrow dowsable reversible to go on the back, and you'd be well set for any classic tractor events. I noticed this American-built Farmall M. It should have a petrol paraffin engine in it, but it appears to have been re-engined with a Perkins diesel. The restoration work on this County 774 was very, very smart. It made just over 77,000 with commission. This 3-wheel Fordsson Major was a conversion by Bettinsons of Holbeach. I mentioned earlier that there were quite a number of American tractors in the sale, and here's another, the Ford 7000 with American styling. If you're looking for something different for your Ferguson collection, look no further. Dual drive grey Fergie. The Roadless 115. Go back to my last video if you'd like to see one of these at work. Next we've got a Nuffield 1060 with a four-wheel drive conversion on it. And then a Nuffield 465 with an equal sized four-wheel conversion. It would be rare enough to see a Renault of this age in the UK, but this one's even a narrow track Vineyard model. Some significant modification to the back wheels on this Alice Chalmers. It looks more like a steam engine on straights like that. It must have been for a special job. This D2 with the side covers on it was causing a lot of interest. Apparently side covers on a D2 are quite rare to find. The McDonald Imperial, made in Melbourne, Australia. We'll watch this one sold and just see what it makes.
35.72, the McDonald Imperial. There's an unusual tractor for you, the Super Diesel. There we are. Well rallied at the Dorset Steam Fair working tractor section. Hot bulb start, there we go. No VAT on this one. How do you value that one then? It could be in Starby somewhere around where we're going to be 7, 6, 5, £5,000 a Starby. No VAT, 5,000, 4,000. £4,000, come on, let's get to work. £4,000 a Starby. 4,000, well 3. One on bid, £1,000 is all on bid, £1,000 for the one, and £1,000 on bid, and £1,000 on bid, and £1,000 for the one on bid, and £1,000 on bid, 1,500, at 1,500, 2,000 bid, at £2,000 for the two on bid, 2,500, at 2,500 on bid, 3, at £3,000 on bid, at £3,000 for the free, 3 on bid here, at £3,000 for the free, 3 on bid, at £3,000 for the free. Anybody else coming in now? At £3,000 on bid, at 3, at £3,000, I'll take 2 if you like, at £3,000 the bids here, at £3,000 a bid, at £3,000 on bid, at £3,000, and I sell here at £3,000 in the market and selling, make no mistake, and I sell here and away then at £3,000, last chance with it, yes or no, and away then at £3,000. Kevin, 3,000. £6,500 and I sell here at £6,500 in the market and selling, make no mistake, you're out on my right at £6,500. Yours, sir, well done, 6.5.
I need to just check how many Doe tractors were actually built, because every time I go to a sale there seems to be at least one for sale, and at this sale there are 2. They're about halfway down the lots now, and some of the tractors are already starting to move out. Almost all these tractors will be going home on the back of a lorry. But the most valuable item at the sale is quite literally going home under its own steam. This Foden wagon's about to be roaded approximately 40 miles back to its new home. So that's all for this video. A big thank you to all of you that have made it this far in. We'll see you again next week with some more old iron.